and welcome back. Well, what a beautiful day it has been across our viewing area. That dry air staying with us, just a few high clouds, and that has been about it. We topped out at 93 degrees today. 68 was this morning's low. No precipitation. We don't need any. We're still over 4 inches above where we should be for this time of year. Check out our dew points outside. Even at this hour, it's very common, remember, at night time to have your dew points rise a few degrees. We're still sitting in the lower 60s. So again, that dry air just staying with us, going to stay with us as we go into tomorrow. And because of that dry air tonight and the clear skies, we're going to cool on off into lower 60s. Yeah, and those winds will still be out of the east-northeast. Pretty calm overall, but it's going to be a little chilly outside. So if you do have to go outside, make sure you take your light jacket along with you. Highs for tomorrow will be in the lower 90s, so near average. Winds still out of the northeast. Plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a great way to end the work week. And even as we go into the first half of your weekend, it's looking nice as well. All right, several things to point out on our visible satellite. Look at all the states across the southeastern and eastern U.S. that aren't dealing with any clouds. Of course, we're included in that. Just a gorgeous day, really. And then, of course, all eyes shift down to Dorian, still sitting in the Atlantic Ocean, just kind of churning out there. Not really strengthening at the moment. And we'll talk about, though, how Dorian may impact us going into next week in just a minute. Here is our radar and satellite. I really don't have to show this because you're not seeing anything all across the state. The closest storms will be off the Gulf Coast, well to the south of the Louisiana coast right now. So just nice overall. And our future radar going into tomorrow. Hey, guess what? Yeah, we're not really expecting anything. Moving on in tomorrow as well, maybe a few high clouds. That would be about it. Again, this dry air and this upper level high pressure sitting over us really just kind of help keep that cap on any shower activity, and that'll go on into your weekend as well. So Saturday is looking nice. Check out our infrared imagery now looking at Dorian. Still churning. Now notice we're not really seeing the eye on it right now. Hurricane hunters have been passing through it all day. There's another plane ongoing right now. Actually, I've seen two eye walls, one about 4 miles wide, one about 25 miles wide. It's actually struggling with a little bit of dry air on the southwestern quadrant of it right now. You still see that we're seeing plenty of convection around it. The bad news is we expect that dry air to kind of get mixed out of it. And eventually, as we go into tomorrow, Dorian will start making kind of a northwesterly trip, more of a westerly trip as a high pressure builds in, start to strengthen. And here's the latest track as of 5 p.m. this evening, coming a Category 2 tomorrow, Category 3 over the weekend, eventually making landfall somewhere along the eastern Florida coast as a Category 4 hurricane. Now, we've been talking about how that will impact us. Remember, we talked yesterday about that upper level low that's sitting just off to the north and to the west of Dorian. That'll continue kind of tracking there and almost act like a little bit of a boundary. So we don't expect really Dorian to impact us that much. No, we will still have to keep our eye out on it because models as going to the weekend are diverging all over the place. So still a lot of uncertainty with Dorian. Keep it here. We'll keep you advised on anything that may change going into next week. Next several days, though, you can count on some nice weather, at least for Friday and Saturday. Maybe a few thunderstorms on Sunday. Still temperatures in the lower 90s. We'll stay in the lower 90s as we go into next week. Notice right now we're not seeing really any chances for rain until we get to about Thursday. That's a very slight chance, albeit, and as we go into the weekend as well, overnight lows will start to warm back up into lower 70s by Sunday night.